Harry Maguire is having one of the worst seasons in his entire club career, and yet when the England squad rolls around, without fail, Gareth Southgate picks him. Hello everybody, Adam Cleary, FourFourTwo, and you know it, it's the question that dominates every single international break if you're an England fan. Why is Harry Maguire seemingly undroppable in this Gareth Southgate squad? And, well, believe it or not, there is actually a reason. I'm going to show you. So if you can cast your mind back a couple of days, this is England versus Italy as they set up. They were both in a 4-3-3. There he is. That's Harry Maguire, left-sided centre-back in the back four. And the reason we're going to this game is because it included a moment around 50-odd minutes in that can only be described as Harry Maguire doing a Harry Maguire. Now England, whatever their faults, are usually a very well-organised team. When they have to defend, they all get nice and compact. When they move up the pitch, they all move as a unit. But sometimes, football just happens, doesn't it? And on the occasions where football just happens, Harry Maguire is occasionally guilty of making very bad decisions as a defender. You'll have seen him do this a few times, but it happened in the Italy game. When England gets stretched and a ball is played from the midfield into an attacker somewhere in England's final third, Harry Maguire does exactly the wrong thing and gets caught out. As the ball comes in, he breaks out of the defensive line to try and get an early challenge in to either force the player to move backwards or to maybe even win the ball. Except what the really good attackers will do is they will recognise him charging out of this space, they will knock the ball off to a teammate, they will get him turned, leave him all at sea, and then get into the space he has just vacated. He absolutely loves making that run. You can almost hear John Stones going, "Harry, no!" when he does it, but he does it all the same. And because it is a very poor decision, his teammates can't anticipate it, they can't get back over and cover quick enough, someone gets clean through on goal, and we're going to have another go here. Anyway, now this just happened against Italy, but you've definitely seen him do it before. Look, here he is doing it again, and every time he does, it ends up all over social media. People say he's absolutely rubbish, they can't understand why he's in the team, and the cycle repeats again and again and again and again and again and again and again. But the reason I'm here today, my friends, is to tell you that while this is a massive problem with Harry Maguire's game, when it comes to playing for this England squad, that is pretty much the only major problem with Harry Maguire's game. Yeah, look, I know, I can already hear the scoffs through the screen, and to be honest, I can scarcely believe it myself, but I'm just going to really quickly show you what it is he brings to this England side, and hopefully his selection will make a little bit more sense. So obviously it varies by opponent and situation, but normally when England have the ball at the back and they're trying to make something happen, they end up with this little four thing going on between Pickford, Stones, Maguire, and one of the central midfielders, usually Declan Rice. This gives you some nice passing angles that you can knock it about quite easily. The fullbacks, they'll quite happily come back to join in, but what England want to do is keep the ball in this sort of area in their own third for long enough that it creates space in the final third for a line-breaking pass. And what I mean by line-breaking is if you imagine this is their forward line that's pressing the defenders, this is their midfield line that's marking the midfielders, England want to be patient enough with the ball at the back that somebody can get a bit of space, they can hit a line through both those lines, they get turned, and they're in. And they're actually pretty good at doing this. Like you saw it all through the Italy game and all through the Ukraine game, either Stones or Maguire getting a ball into either Bellingham or Henderson when they're in a really good position and they've got a bit of space to play in. And fundamentally, the reason Harry Maguire is in this England team is because these passes are really hard. They require good vision, good intelligence, and also excellent technical ability, because it is kind of a risky move to do, because if you've got midfielders who are sort of pushing upfield and pulling away from their markers, and you misplace that pass, all of a sudden you're in real trouble there. And the reason Harry Maguire is an automatic pick for England is because he's really, really good at those kind of passes. Just a quick look at all of his passing numbers here. Despite the fact he's been out of the Manchester United side and hasn't played that much football in the last 365 days, which is what this graph covers, he's still almost in the top 5% of European football for the number of long passes. The really interesting stat though is this, switches. Because as much as England like to play this pass between the lines or into the fullbacks, they also are not afraid to switch the ball to the opposite side of the pitch if that is where the space appears. You saw Kane do this for his goal against Ukraine. The England side had sort of moved over to the left-hand side, which had given, let me just demonstrate, Saka loads of room on the right. Kane received the ball around here, put it all the way out to that side, and then lo and behold, Saka gets across it and Kane gets the goal. England are not afraid of the old school ground, switch it! Also, his short passing numbers are really good. Like, for all the problems people have with England's defence, you very rarely see Maguire, Pickford or Stones ever give the ball away or concede a cheap throw-in or lose possession when they're in that build-up stage. Also, he's not the best at this, but he's still in like the top 20% in Europe for progressive carries, which means that when they're knocking it around and it's just not really happening, he's the one who tends to get on the ball and just make that run into the centre of the pitch, which sort of pulls the rest of the defence with him, and all of a sudden a midfielder's got to decide if they're going to engage him, which of course creates a bit of extra space. It's not his main job, but he does do it, and it is important. So why does Gareth Southgate always pick Harry Maguire? Well, because England are a possession-based team, they're a passing-based team, and Harry Maguire is one of the best centre-backs in the world. Sorry, for progressing and passing the ball. And he's just a pretty solid defender at the same time. Like, I know he's guilty of that rush of blood and England do concede goals that way, but by and large, England as a defensive unit are pretty solid. That's kind of an okay weakness to accept for everything he brings to the team, I think. And just as one final point, players get selected for their national teams, for any national team, based on their performances for the national team. And then if you're out of form or you're out of favour with your club side, yes, obviously the manager has to keep that in mind, but bottom line, if you play well for your country, you should keep playing for your country. And like it or not, my friends, Harry Maguire and pretty much any other player in this side you would care to pick on does usually play pretty well for England. There's Jordan Pickford, of course, in his natural position of his arms up, going, "What, pure love the reef me, like how are you the lads?" So, why does Harry Maguire continue to get picked at left-sided centre-back for England? Well, because Harry Maguire continues to be the best option at left-sided centre-back for England. Doesn't matter if you like it, doesn't matter if I like it, he just is. But no, you're right, good point. He does have a head that looks like a massive paving slab, so let me know in the comments below whether you would pick him for England, and if you wouldn't, who would you play instead? But in the meantime, though, thank you so much for joining us on 442. The subscribe button is right there, the share button is right next to it. We're doing daily football videos that are, in my humble opinion, not bad. Until the next one, though, I have, of course, been Adam Cleary, at Adam Cleary, Clery, on all the socials, and I will see you later. Bye. And that's it, that's the video. Thank you so very much for watching and making it all the way till the end. Somebody's keen. While you're here, please do consider subscribing to the 442 YouTube channel. We've got loads of awesome football content dropping all through the week, as well as an amazing library of documentaries, player interviews, and performance guides as well. Until next time though, thank you once again for watching. I do hope you enjoyed yourself, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.